And I want you to know that I'm not up here to give you anything that you don't already know. I don't have anything spectacular to tell you. I'm just giving you the word of God. That's all I have for you. His word is awesome. And it'll do what it was supposed to do.
That's right.
It is sharper than any two-headed sword. So you can just make sure that if it will cut you, it will do what it has to do to get us in line.
Right.
And so it teaches us how to get along with each other. And our scripture is coming from St. John 15, chapter verses 4 and 5, and Philippians 2 and 5. So that to gain this step together. So women, have you heard or seen the commercial that we buy houses?
Yes.
Ugly.
Yes.
Ugly houses. Well, we were all these ugly houses. And we all needed some renovation.
Yeah.
And so Jesus came to do the renovation. And this light is a well. So I'm going to have to move over here a little bit.
No.
They say we will take them in any conditions. With these ugly houses as we are, we were stained with sin.
Yeah.
And Jesus purchased us just as we were. He knew everything about us, and yet he was willing to pay the cost to redeem and repair us for the master. Since Jesus loved us so much, surely we ought to love one another. We have all sinned and come short of the glory of God. There is no room for us to criticize and judge one another. So we are encouraged in the faith. We are encouraged to exhort and encourage one another. And we are encouraged to correct each other. But we do it in love. We are not better than anybody else. We have a problem when we start thinking of ourselves that we are better than anybody. We are not better than saints nor sinners. We just put us all on the same level. If it had not been for Jesus, we would still be in the same condition.
That's right.
But because of what he has done, we supposed to, and we should have a new attitude. We should be ready to forgive. We should be ready to love. We should be ready to pray for one another. So, but we as these other houses have to come into the realization that we need to be repaired. Jesus' arms were and are still wide open to whoever will come. He will transform and conform us into his image. Once we receive him, he fills us with his spirit. And besides that, he has left his holy word on record that we can go and read it ourselves. Our self-help book. And I have given you self-help scriptures. And if we would use these things, we would know how to treat one another. Love is the standard of behavior for Christians. John 13:35. By this shall all men know that ye are my disciples, if you have love one to another. Then he tells us to abide in him, because we can do nothing without him. Therefore, it is a necessity that we remain in him, for he is our source of life and health. We can't produce anything of worth without him. Apart from him, we will wither and die. But he came that we might have life and to have it more abundantly. He wants us to flourish in him. So that's why it is important that we can stay connected to the vine. He let us know that without him, we can do nothing. And so when we get the attitude that I don't need any help, we need to go sit down somewhere and ask for some help. Because we have lost it. I'm just telling you, we just have lost it because all of us need help. All of us need to be renewed. All of us need to be reminded that we are still growing in the Lord and that we still need help. So ladies, we are role models whether we want to be or not. That's right. Because sometimes we need to be reminded of who we are and who we represent. Because we are still and have this old nature. And we are from time to time, it raises this ugly head. We allow the flesh to dictate our actions instead of the Holy Spirit. We need to keep the flesh under control.
Yeah.
So our representation will prove worthy of our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. Others are watching us, and they are taking stock of our conduct to see if our talking and our walk is matching. Certainly, we don't want to be a stumbling block to others, especially to our younger sisters. We are accountable to one another. Titus 2 gives instructions on how we are to behave. We are to be in behavior as becoming holiness. We are not to be false accusers. We are to be teachers of good things, that we may be able to teach the younger women. We need seasoned saints who have grown in the Lord. Self must be brought under control. We can't be flying off the handle, giving people a piece of our mind and telling them where to go. This is not godly behavior. This type of behavior tears down the body of Christ and is a terrible representation of who we are as Christians. We are not wrecking crews. We are body builders.
That's right.
Many times we say we are a progress in work, a work in progress. Being a work in progress is not an excuse for bad behavior.
That's right.
We are not given carte blanche to do as we please. If we are a work in progress, we are growing in the grace of our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. We need to bridle our tongue. We don't have to speak everything that's on our mind.
That's right.
We are to be growing in Christ. Some things are better left unsaid. James tells us that the tongue is full of deadly words. How many people have we killed with our mouth? It is also unruly. How many people have we turned away from the body of Christ because of our rudeness? Bring it under control. Proverbs 15 says, a soft answer will turn away strife, but grievous words stir up anger. We need to address one another in love. James 1:19-20. Wherefore, my beloved brethren, let every man be swift to hear, slow to wrath, for the wrath of man worketh not the righteousness of God. So let's put away everything, sins and the weights that would be so easily beset us. Isn't it wonderful we don't have to try to figure out how we are to treat one another? Jesus, our perfect example, the Word made flesh, has left in print so we can read the instructions for ourselves. The Bible, the Christian self-help book. If we follow the instructions in this book, we will surely be happy. We must read the instruction and obey them. It isn't enough just to know what to do. We must put it into practice. 2 Timothy 2:15. Study to show thyself approved unto God, a workman that he did not be ashamed, rightly dividing the word of truth. So that's letting us know that there is a way to divide the word, and it may not necessarily be the truth. So it's important that we get into the word so we'll know how to divide the word of truth.